Shawnee, welcome back. I'm not in the office today, but that doesn't mean I'm not working. All of my folks are doing virtual or needed to cancel the appointment, so I was like, I'm staying home. So I'm just gonna do virtual sessions today, and that's actually helpful. Like, I just got back from California the other day, and what was it, yesterday? I could not keep my eyes open. Like, I was typing and doing stuff, and like, then I would wake up. Like, I like was literally falling asleep on myself. Or was that the other day? But, you know, first of all, my dad's party was amazing. I just have to say, we did an amazing job, okay? We cooked way too much food. And by we, I mean everybody else. But I was like the muscle. I was helping to like lift and carry, and I carried all the drinks and everything by myself. We had too much. We had too much of everything. It's like we planned for 1,000 people. I don't know why, because we were gonna have like 80 people, right? 80 to 100. And we were like, no, let's just like times 10. My brother was the bartender, except he wasn't really like pouring me enough. And I was like, can you like give me some more? He's like, no, you're my little sister. I'm like, let me speak to your manager, okay? And also let me start getting ready. So the next day I was like, my niece who's 26, she had drinks and drinks and drinks. And I had like 1.5. And I was like, why were you giving me so little? He was like, oh, I thought you were leaving this morning, like the day after the party. And I was like, no, it's tonight. And he was like, oh, well, that's why I wasn't giving you that much. Whatever. What an excuse. Probably don't want his friends or something hitting on me. But the party was so good. My dad looked so happy. There were people there that I haven't seen in like ages, like our old band members. Like, it was so good. The only downside was that bitch ass aunt of mine. Well, actually, she said that I'm not part of the family. She was there, and that totally just brought my mood down to the point where people were like, remind me to never get on your bad side, because it was all over my face, right? It was all over my face, you guys. Like, I can't hide it. Anyway, I have to process the rest of the stuff in therapy. So that's all I'm going to give you, okay? It went well. Everything was great. I only had like 1.5 breakdowns. That's where we're going to leave it. Sorry. Okay, so I am going to get ready. I honestly have not yet really unpacked all of my makeup, but here is what I took. Most of it I did not use. So in this one kit pack, I actually put all of my Danessa Myricks, not all, but a good amount of the Groundwork palette. Took that. I then took all these shades. There's more. I then took all these mattes. More. And I also took these mattes and shimmers from Lethal. Took all my Rose and Ben brushes, the regular size and the travel. I think this is behind me. These are all the lip products I took. Mostly red lipsticks. This was like concealer, and I forgot a mascara, so I had to go to the store and get a mascara, and I'm gonna tell you about that. And eyeshadow base, and then these are the foundations I took. So I took the YSL, the Sephora Best Skin Ever, Haus Labs, and then I had my Tom Ford stick foundation and my setting spray. So now I have realized when I go somewhere, I don't use a lot of makeup. So I could have cut down on so much. I think, okay, so I ended up, I think, wearing the Tom Ford stick foundation, just like a little bit of coverage. I actually didn't want much. And then I think for the party, I may have had on the YSL, or I may have had on YSL and Haus Labs. Oh, and there also is powder. So it was another bag. I thought I had it with me. Where'd it go? It's probably downstairs. Snap. Okay, let me go get my powder. Then I had this bag full of various powders and powder bronzer. And yeah, lesson learned. Well, I feel like I learned the lesson, but I'm not going to adhere to it. So I can see myself just taking the same amount next time. So what I'm going to do probably is just use some of what I packed. That is probably the easiest thing. And let me tell you, I don't even know where to start. So I packed all this stuff. I took the biggest suitcase, okay? The biggest. It was just... Instead of that, because like I said, haven't had a chance to process it with my therapist just yet. Let's talk about the news. So I just put that on. That was the Danessa Myricks beauty oil that I really am enjoying. And I'm going to put some of my Black Girl sunscreen on. Yes, you do still need sunscreen even if you're staying inside. So, child, still reading the news even when I'm not home. And where do I start? Now, you know, people like to commit insurance fraud, right? We all know it. Hopefully you haven't done it. So there was this guy, a farmer, somewhere in the Midwest. I don't think it said where because he hasn't been criminally charged, they haven't like released his name or anything, but I think whoever lives in that area, like, you're gonna know who it is, okay? So if you live in the Midwest somewhere and you see this person, report back and let us know how he's doing. So he is a farmer, and somehow or another, he decided that he was going to try to commit a little bit of insurance fraud, okay? So somehow he contacted somebody that was in cahoots. The Popo have not figured out who it is, and the person is not even from the same state as the guy, because the person is from Florida. It's always Florida, okay? I don't know what is happening. Everybody move out of Florida, because if you don't, one of these days you're gonna be in one of these news segments. Is this what I'm gonna go in with the Colored Rain? Oh, y'all, my nails were banging. Go to my Instagram and you're gonna see how, like, listen, the whole fit, yas. I liked my outfit, and my nails were custom made, and they were of the Trinidad flag. Ugh. I love it. So this guy, he decides he was using a brush hog. Apparently that's something that you can attach to a tractor. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I appreciate farmers because we need them. But he calls the police and he's like, there's been an accident. Like, get over here right now. It's not good. So the police get there and they see that this man's feet have been severed clean off. And right away, the police were like, something is not right here, and it's not the fact that he don't have no feet no more. First of all, the man is a paraplegic, like his in his lower extremities. That's important to know, I think. They put it in the news story, so I assume. But the officer, like, they're in the Midwest, they're used to seeing stuff on farms, right? If they were here in Maryland or DC, I'm like, I don't know that there would be a lot of farm accidents. I don't know. There could be. So they figure out, first of all, they can't find the feet. It's not under the brush roll. It's not under the brush hog, not under the tractor. They're not in his pocket. They don't know where these feet are. And he has tourniquets on his legs where the feet used to be. So the police are like, who did the tourniquets? Like, you probably didn't do them. No. And why is this a clean cut? Like, just whoosh, you know? Because if they were saying if it was actually from the brush hog, I think that's what it's called, y'all. I could be making things up. It wouldn't have been as clean. It would not have been a clean cut, okay? Like, it'd have been mangled. But they're like, this is a cool, clean cut. And it's not as bloody. You got 2 tourniquets on, and you're actually just sitting there chilling. And you gave us a call, like, hey guys, there's like an accident on my farm. Like, I think you should probably come over, right? So the deal is that he had somebody from Florida fly on in to help with this scam that he was trying to commit. And the person came in with a hatchet and just whoosh, whoosh, just cut his feet clean off. And the police are like, dude, like, why you do that? Like, help us understand. Like, what's happening? Like, you know, this is intense. What's the purpose? I don't know if he clearly came out and said, I'm trying to commit insurance fraud. But also, they couldn't find the feet. Where'd the feet go? The home dude, because he had to be a man. Did he take the feet back to Florida? Like, what was you going to do with the feet? Who has possession of the foots? And so, you know, they got him checked out. He had to stay in the hospital for a little bit because you just got your feet cut clean off. He isn't being charged because he actually did not file the insurance claim. If you wanted somebody to cut your feet off, you should have just stopped at that. I don't know why you were going to try to bring the insurance company in here. And I'm not saying, you know, sometimes, all the time, insurance is a racket, okay? It's a racket. But you ain't even filed the claim, though. So you literally just cut your feet off and involve the police and this random person from Florida. Apparently you can get anything in Florida. And like, what now? What next? So the police are just like, okay. They're hoping to press charges of like filing a false report or something, but they can't do anything. Like, because essentially he did not do anything wrong. And they're also like, where are the feet? Where are they? We can't find them. We can't find the feet, sir. I mean, just for shits and giggles, we'd like to find them. It's really reminding me of the Lorena Bobbitt stuff where they had to go looking for that jackass's ding-a-ling. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade. This is Bonfire from Terra Moons. Let's try it. Like, we trying to find these feet. I don't know that they were as concerned as with, you know, the Lorena Bobbitt incident, because those were all men that were looking for the foots. Or wait, no, it wasn't a foot. Sorry. That were looking for the ding-a-ling. And they felt like, we gotta get it back. We have to help this man. We're all manly. I imagine that's how their conversations went. But then, like, I think it was a couple days, like a week or so later, they get a call from a family member of the man who got his feet cut off. And they have found the feet in a bucket hidden behind some, like, tires. Now, they didn't update as to what has happened to the feet. And honestly, I don't know why they needed them. Because why couldn't he just keep them? I don't know the purpose of hiding them. I don't know his thought process. Like, And I'm thinking that he couldn't have been the one that hit him. It had to be the Florida man, right? Like, he was just having him throw him in this bucket. And did they put ice? Like, was it on ice? Or was it just you went out to the shed and you see 2 feet, not attached to anything, 2 human feet just sitting in a bucket? That's really, like, not... And I would imagine doing your morning chores and you're like, shoot, I gotta go out to the shed. And then you're looking for stuff and you're like, what? Hey, John, I found your feet. Because it seems like he didn't know where they were either. It seems like he didn't know. Like, dude, he put them somewhere. It'd have been even better if he had taken them back, because then that would be another news story, right? It would be man tries to transport severed feet across state lines. Now, you thought that was foolish because you cut off your feet. It reminds me of that saying, cut off your nose to spite your face. You cut off your feet to spite the insurance company, and then you didn't. Why didn't you file? Why didn't you file? What was the if you just wanted your feet cut off, then you should have just had your feet cut off. I didn't realize people be doing stuff like this, and I don't know how they do it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know how you go about finding somebody in Florida to cut your body parts off, because there was a man who paid someone to come and cut his penis off just cause he just wanted to do it. Far be it from me to tell people what to do with their appendages, but I just find that interesting. Like, what is the thought process? What is the thought process, and how do you find someone to do it? Is that a Google search? Who can cut off my feet, or who can cut off my peen? Like, what? I just don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't think I want to know from you either, because y'all know stuff, and I know. Do not tell me. I mean, you could tell me because, I want to know. But, like, I don't understand. And what do they be doing with these appendages? It makes me think there was another story about peens. So we're just going from foot to peen. We're just coming up the body, right? A man, I don't know how else to say this. He was sent, I don't know how to say this. Essentially, he was sent a box of dicks. You heard me. That's what I said, and that's what he got. Let me tell you the story. So this British guy, last name Grimm, owns a gallery, like an art gallery called the Grimsby Gallery or Museum or whatever. So there is a statue in the gallery of this supposed mythological creature, person, man. And the deal is that he's standing up, fully naked. And the idea was that the story is that he was supposed to kill the heir to the throne, a little boy. So apparently he spared his life, and he decided to just take the boy with him. I don't know what for, okay? And so the statue is of the naked man holding on his shoulder the baby. I can't remember if the baby's naked or not. So apparently, since this thing was created in the 70s, people have been going around lopping off the peen, right? And just taking it with them. They take other limbs and stuff, but mainly the peen, right? So the guy, basically, they had to move the statue somewhere else for its protection, and people were still taking stuff off of him, and so they then put it in storage. But home dude, last year, the year before, he's like, I really want to restore this man's dignity. And he puts out a plea. He's like, I'm not going to press any charges if you just go ahead and bring it back. Bring the peen back. If you have it in your drawer, please return it. Or however many there are. So, you know, I think he said you could just like mail it to him. You can mail a peen to him. So somebody sent a package and there was a note saying, found this when I cleaned out Granddad's house. I'm thinking this is what you're looking for. This person packaged up real nice a package of 6 clay peens. Here's the thing. The statue is made of fiberglass. That's a whole other what? Compound. I don't know. It's a whole other thing. And these 6 peens that they sent, like different sizes and bends and everything, they're made of clay. They are made of clay. Clay and fiberglass are 2 different things. Now, it didn't seem like there was any return address or anything, or Grimm is not telling us what did Granddaddy have all these peens for? Whose are they? Okay, are they like casts of his? Why? Could you imagine if you are cleaning out a relative's house and you come across a box of 6 penises? Clay, not human ones, even though we do got people cutting stuff off, right? I mean, I don't know which one I would like be less confused about, like real ones or clay ones. I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know any real good reason for either one. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to say about that. Nope. Wait a minute. If I was cleaning out somebody's house and I found this, I don't know that I would think to send them to any. I think I would just throw them away. Like, we're just gonna, we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, we're not gonna talk about what Granddaddy had up in the attic. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Like, knowing me though, I wonder if I would keep them. Could you, like, are they worth something? Clay peens? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't keep them. But what on earth? What on God's green earth? And it seems like they were hidden. So I don't know. Like, did he have a cast of his made like once every decade? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna go in with some of these lethal shades. Probably these 2 right here. What do you think? Why? Why did Granddaddy have these peens up in a box, up in his attic? I think it was that he had a cast of his member every decade. That kind of makes sense to me. I feel like that's the story I'm gonna stick to. I mean, not that it makes sense, and not that I can understand it, but like, I'm okay with that. You know, partly I'm like, maybe I should have made a cast of my boobs every 10 years. I would keep those. And one day somebody cleaning out my house and they're gonna be like, okay. But people just out here stealing stuff and being stupid because there was another guy. Where was he? I don't even remember. But he's 23. He's young. So, you know, his brain hasn't completely developed. So maybe he's not old enough to know. Old enough to know better. This guy is just talking to this truck driver who was apparently like, did you know you could buy like cars and houses on Amazon? So the truck driver was going somewhere with 10 Corvettes, okay? Chevy Corvettes. He was going somewhere. And this guy approaches him. Maybe they were at a truck stop. They didn't really go into like where these two met. And he's just talking to him like, hey, what's going on? Tell me about these Corvettes, blah, blah, blah. So he just lulls the guy into like, you know, like, okay, he's cool, we can talk. And then he pulls him out of the cab of the truck, jumps in the truck, and just like now is doing a high-speed chase because the guy must have called the police, right? So the police see the truck speeding down the highway. And, you know, they pull... Like he leads them on a high-speed chase in this truck that is transporting 10 Corvettes. And once they're able to actually apprehend the young man, his reason for stealing the truck is that he had just gotten out of prison and he needed a ride home. They didn't, I just... Don't some prisons give you like bus money? I don't know. I get it that you need a ride, okay? I understand. I don't think that it was smart to steal this because now you're going back to prison on felony charges. That's where he probably needs to be. Because there's something that is obviously not click-clacking for this person. Like, I don't know. I don't know that that would be my, like, I don't know that that would be my method of transportation. Maybe he just wanted to go back to prison. That could actually be it, you know, because a lot of times folks don't get any help like transitioning back into, you know, society after they've been incarcerated. I don't know how long he's been incarcerated. I don't know. But now he's going to be incarcerated again. He decided to, you know, steal the truck. Like, what did he think was gonna happen? Like, was he gonna pull up to his mama house and just be like, yeah, I just borrowed this real quick? Like, what? People don't think beyond step one. I'm telling you, they're like, step one, steal the truck. What else you gonna, what you gonna do after that? What you gonna do after that is what I want to know. Now I have a couple of like food related stories, but I think I'm gonna save those and put them together. There's another let's just keep going, okay? So I saw a headline that stopped me in my tracks. Now, because I somehow find all these crazy stories, sometimes stuff I'm just like, okay, well, whatever, big deal, you know. But this one, if I was walking, I would have stopped in my tracks. The headline, let me read it to you. Dad devastated to learn his son is actually his uncle. Yes, let me read it again. Dad devastated to learn his son is actually his uncle. What, why, how, and huh? So, okay. Apparently, he and his girlfriend were staying at his granddaddy house. It's all these grandpas, y'all. I don't know what's happening. But I guess you need to stay away from your granddaddies. You need to stay away from them, right? This man said that he and his girlfriend were, you know, staying at the granddad's house. Now, the girlfriend had a baby, right? So, You already know where it's going. Come on. You caught the drift, okay? Girlfriend had the baby, and it's like, this your baby, right? But then he hears home. She must have been in the bathroom and left her phone. That's what you don't do that. You don't leave your phone anywhere that somebody can access it. So he was like, either he heard some text or he was going through her phone. They had moved out of the granddaddy house by then. He looks and he sees there are tons of messages. Tons. Going way back between his girlfriend and his granddaddy. So the granddaddy was just having a good old time with like his grandson's girlfriend. And the man thought that the baby that the girlfriend had was his baby. But come to find out it's his granddaddy baby. So that's how his son became his uncle. I just feel, don't even talk to family. That's what we're learning here, okay? Because some of y'all, granddaddies and all kinds of stuff, some of y'all, you don't need to have any interaction with the human population. Because that is shady as all get out. How you gonna be sleeping with your grandson, girl? Both y'all dirty. Both y'all dirty and shady as I don't know what. Dang. You can't even trust your grandparents these days. But you know what? Since it's Black History Month, I'm gonna end things with this story. Y'all remember Rachel Dolezal? Do you remember? This was 2014, 2015. Maybe you weren't paying attention, but I'm gonna tell you about Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal was pretending to be a black woman. Now, Rachel Dolezal is white as rice, okay? Both of her biological parents that birthed her are white people, like Caucasian. But Rachel decides she's gonna pretend to be black because she is always, you know, really identified with black people. So she got found out because I think it was like a reporter or something. Rachel was claiming a black man as her father. She was saying, this man right here, this black dude that I just picked out randomly, he's my father. And so she's walking around pretending to be a light-skinned black woman. Now, she has a good amount of self-tanner on. She had the nerve to have some kinky hair, like, sewn into hers. Girl, there was one picture where she had some faux locks. And apparently some braids. And apparently she also does hair. So she gets found out. And what made it even more ridiculous is that she's over here teaching like African American studies, and she's the president of the Spokane, Washington chapter of the NAACP. If you don't know what the NAACP is, it's the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So Rachel gets found out, and Rachel is like, I'm black. I've always identified as black. And then it starts this whole hullabaloo about being transracial, which is not a thing, and equating it to being transgender. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not, don't bring our transgender siblings into this. This is not happening, Rachel. So Rachel gets found out, and she like, there's a documentary or whatever on Netflix. I mean, watch it if you want. I watched it and I don't remember any of it. I blocked it out of my conscious mind. I'm gonna go in with the Tom Ford. Am I? Yeah. So, you know, Rachel has been in the news off and on. One thing that we found out is she changed her name. She changed her name to a Nigerian name, Nkechi Amare Diallo. I looked up what Nkechi means. It means gift from God. I don't know why you bringing God into the whole mix. Like, But Rachel just can't, I don't even want to talk about her because it is Black History Month, but it also is just like, what the F, Nkechi? What the F? This is how you know you have the privilege to pretend to be another race. And people have said, well, you know, there have been Black people who have tried to pass as white. That's a whole other thing. That's not the same thing. It's not, because the history of Black people sometimes trying to pass as white is because Black people were enslaved. And if you could pass as a non-Black person, then maybe you wouldn't be faced with all the racism and all that stuff, right? But Rachel decided, I'm a full-on white woman, and I think I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna pretend to be a Black woman. She's not the only one that has done this. There are other people that have done this. Somehow, Rachel's the one that everybody chose to be the spokesperson. So I'm reading the news, and I happen upon Nkechi lately. Come to find out, she was a teacher in, I think, Arizona. I don't know how she got that job. I don't know who wrote her recommendation. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I mean, but like, if we've learned nothing at all, we've learned that people just be lying on their applications and stuff. And also, people don't do background checks like they're supposed to. So Miss Rachel, she seemed to be living a real cool, quiet life. Now, let me tell you also, Rachel said that of course she's Black because her son is Black, or sons, I can't remember. You know why they're Black, Rachel? Because you married a Black man. And she had tried to sue Howard University, which is a historically Black university, because saying it was discrimination because she was white. Like, that's why they didn't want to let her in or something. So Rachel, Nkechi, I need you to pick a lane. I need you to pick a race. Stick with one, okay? So are you white or are you Black? But the reason that she's back in the news is because she was a teacher. I don't know that she's still... No, she was fired. She was a teacher at this school. And on her public social media, she put the link to her OnlyFans account. Now, here's the thing. Teachers don't make enough money. So on one hand, I'm like, do you, boo? And if she were anybody else, I'd be like, I get it. Like, you need to pay the bills. Because we've already talked about several teachers. There were like these English teachers of high school. They both were teaching at the same school. Both were English teachers. And they both had OnlyFans. And they both got fired. So yeah, we don't pay teachers enough, right? But this dumbass had it just like, here's the link to her OnlyFans. And so, you know, I had to seek out the photos. Come on. I was looking for them because I'm like, is it that bad? Like, it is. It is. It is. She is literally... Now, some of it was blurred out, thank you, Jesus, because I didn't want to see all up and through Rachel Dolezal / Nkechi Amare Diallo. I didn't want to see all that, okay? I was just curious. Let me hurry up. I have 9 minutes, but we're going to finish this story. Where's the thing? That's why I should not have brought all of this, because I'm doing too much. So... on the OnlyFans, when she on one of the pictures, she has a little apron on, holding some food, and you just see all ass, okay? And then there's one where her boobies are just out, right? And then there's one where this woman is bent over, showing all the insides of her cheeks, and I don't mean on her face. I think, you know what? Rachel has a problem, right? She has a problem. And I could not provide her therapy because I would just be too angry the entire time. Like, Rachel, I don't know who you need to go see, girlfriend. And I just feel like I need you to take that kinky hair out of your hair. And, like, stop. I would hose her down to get off that self tanner. You're doing too much, Rachel. You're doing too much. It's a whole Black History Month, and you just had to do it, Nkechi. You had to do it. You just can't let it go. You are not Black, and it's okay. It's all right, Rachel. We could have still been friends. Y'all have to be Black. Then you up here taking away jobs from people because why are you the president of the NAACP chapter of in Spokane, Washington? Why? Now, granted, you know, it's like 2.5% Black in Spokane, and so maybe people just weren't paying attention, right? Just people were like, you know, she's just real light-skinned. And I hate the way the media is like writing this up, right? They're like, years ago, she misidentified herself as Black. She didn't misidentify herself. She said that she identifies as Black. They're making it sound like, you know, like no big deal. But how dare you do this blatant cultural appropriation? And she's doubling down. Doubling down. She still say that she white. I mean that she Black. But you know what it is? I'm going to go around and start saying that I identify as white. Let me see how that works. Guaranteed it's not going to be the same. I'm going to be in somebody's mental health floor of a hospital. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to start. I identify as a millionaire. I identify as the president of Apple. Like, come on. When this story first came out years ago, I just was like, I cannot. Okay? I cannot. And I will not. I won't. But of course, I see her daggone face just scrolling through the news, and I'm like, what this bitch do this time? Ugh. She makes me so daggone sick. She makes me so sick. She's just, it's like a whole mockery of an entire race of people. So you think you could put on some self-tanner and put some braids in your hair and swoop down your baby hairs, and you think that's all it takes to be Black. Okay, that's all it takes to be Black in America. Oh, she makes me so mad. She makes me so mad. And then you had to do it. You couldn't wait till March. Women's History Month. You couldn't wait till March, or like, don't do it in June because we got Juneteenth. Just do it in another month of the year. You had to do it in Black History Month. I feel like it was real. Oh wow, this is done. Real calculated. Because you couldn't have just put your OnlyFans. Like, you couldn't have had it on there before, because people would have found out, right? Because parents be just searching for stuff. You didn't have it on there before. You just put it on there, okay? You just put it on there because you wanted to cause a ruckus. I cannot with Nkechi. She needs to pick a lane. She needs to pick a lane. Who you gonna be today? And can the rest of us do that? I would like to identify as a millionaire. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to be greedy and identify as a billionaire. Just give me millions. Just let me act as a millionaire. Okay? Thanks. Ooh, she has me heated. And mainly because she had the nerve to do all this like shenanigan during Black History Month. Can we at least have a month? Rachel, you got to make it about yourself. She get on my nerves with that. She has not talked to the right person on the right day, okay? Or the wrong person on the wrong day, because she should be glad she has not been bopped in the mouth. Like, you sat up here and learned how to braid. Girl. I'm not not even saying that you have to have a certain hairstyle or nothing. Like, but this don't make no sense. And yeah, maybe there's probably some mental health issue, right? Maybe. I don't know. And I don't care, actually. I don't know and I don't care. Okay, Rachel? Yo, I have like a minute, so let me hurry up and finish this up. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. Just a little something for my work day. Yeah, those are all the stories I have for you this morning. Let me know if you've heard any of them. Which one has you more incensed? Because you can probably tell which one I'm just like wanting to punch somebody about. Anyways, I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.